So it's all properly useful stuff, but if you ask me, practicality is nothing without performance. Thankfully, the Touring has a few tricks up its sleeve in that department, including transformers like battery technology, which has to be seen to be believed. And to find out more, I've been on an action-packed road trip starting in the heart of the Netherlands. Well, it doesn't get much more Dutch than this. We're here in Lochem, 130 kilometres away from Amsterdam in the east of the Netherlands. And over there in Germany, 400 kilometres away, it's one of my all-time favourite automotive playgrounds. And it's not the Nürburgring. I've got the car, the snacks, all I need is a good co-pilot. And fortunately, I know just the guy. This is Danilo, Neo's chief engineer, and it's his job to make sure this car puts a smile on people's faces. I'm already smiling, so I'm really looking forward to this. Danilo, are you ready to rock?
Yeah, sure. Let's do this.
Can you tell me a bit more about this car, though? All Neo vehicles come with all-wheel drive, that's standard. It's got 2 electric motors, but what's the power split front to rear?
So yeah, any Neo car has a dual motor layout. In this car we have 210 kilowatt in the rear and 150 kilowatt in the front. And the overall torque, which is the most fun part, is 7,000 Newton meter at the wheels.
So all that tech is fantastic, but there's one thing I'm really excited about with this car, because the way it charges is unlike any other electric car in the world, isn't it?
Yeah, we have something very special there and you're gonna like it.
Okay, looking forward to it. Now this is what you call a charging station. Now, of course, you can charge your Neo at home or using one of the regular rapid chargers, but this is one of Neo's power swap stations, and it's going to replace our spent battery with a fresh, fully charged battery. And all we've got to do is reserve one, rock up, and let the magic happen. And the car will even drive itself in there in autonomous mode, which is fine by me. So we're being aligned, and then the machinery inspects the floor, checks the battery as well, the one that's coming off, before it goes underneath. Oh, and we're off. The robots are removing our battery and replacing it with a new one using laser-guided bolts. It's like something from a Transformers movie.
Yeah, indeed.
It's really cool. How long is this going to take?
Well, the whole process will take 5 minutes, which obviously is way faster than plugging and charging. And yeah, it's time for a coffee, no?
Barely time for a coffee. And the great thing is you don't have to get out of the car, haven't got to get your hands dirty at a fuel pump, so it's pretty clean and easy. Down we go.
Now we have the new battery in, the system will need to reboot.
Yep.
And as soon as ready, we will have the green light, and off we go.
So, Danilo, how many of these swap stations are there?
We have nearly 1,500, and we are adding week by week. And the good part of it, of this network, if we can actually have the opportunity to upgrade your battery.
Okay, so you could come in here and drive out with a bigger capacity battery than what you came in with.
Exactly, is what happened now. Basically, we came in with the 75 kilowatt hour. We will go out with the 100 kilowatt hour. Soon we will release the 150 kilowatt hour in China and later on in Europe for a very long range.
So if you translate that into combustion terms, we're basically driving out of here with a bigger capacity fuel tank. With the EV, the more energy your battery can hold, the longer your range. So what range have we got now?
So with 100 kilowatt hour battery, we can go up to 560 kilometer in WLTP.
Yeah, green light, awesome.
Oh yeah.
So we're off. So 560, that's enough to go from London to Paris and do a few laps of Paris.
Well, it depends how you drive.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
This is the formidable Bilsterberg circuit, deep in the forest of German Westphalia and once a secret test facility. This 4.2-kilometre roller coaster of a racetrack designed by Hermann Tilke is the perfect place to let the ET5 Touring off the leash. All right, cool. So I'm going to put it into Sport Plus mode.
Yep.
And so with the 2 electric motors, we've got the equivalent of 480 brake horsepower that's going to send us down the track to 100 kilometres an hour in 4 seconds. That's like supercar speeds.
I really guess you can beat that time.
You think? You better hang on then.
All right,
All right,
let's
here we go. 3, 2, 1. Wow! It's like spaceship acceleration. The first thing I noticed, the first corner, was the really good rotation. I'm guessing that that's partly coming because you've got 50-50 weight distribution, so you equal amount of weight on the front axle, equal weight on the rear, and that means you can manipulate the car in with the steering. The centre of gravity is very, very low. You've got the battery packs right in the floor there. You don't notice any sudden weight transfers. It's all very predictable, and the car feels planted. You can anticipate what's happening.
Good weight distribution, very low center of gravity. Also the wide tracks will help to the stability of the car.
Yeah.
And also it's a very high rollover resistance coefficient, so you can maybe dare a little bit more in driving.
Oh, can I? That sounds like a challenge if ever I heard one. This corner's something else. I love that instant hit you get. The torque just goes straight through the motors into the back wheels. You can feel it squat, with the front also pulling us through the corner. And you also have 5-link suspension on the front and the rear, which is actually unusual in a car in this class. That's quite sophisticated, advanced engineering, and means that the suspension can absorb forces in multiple directions. It also tends to smooth out the ride and handling. I mean, that's quite impressive.
You need to have a lot of rigidity as well from the body in white. We've been using hybrid materials between steel for the cabin area where you don't want any deformation also in case of a crash. But then we are using also aluminum for the lightweight, which is also important for the acceleration and all the dynamics. And then we use the mega casting, especially in the rear, which give us a very rigid rear end. So also in the weight transfers, as you mentioned before.
Because effectively the chassis twists, so it's great to have a car like this with a high grip level, but the chassis has to take that load, and there is an element of twist, and you want that because it helps with weight transfer, but you don't want too much. So that's why you're building in the hybrid components.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're getting a lot of tyre squeal. We're really working these tyres and these compressions, but the suspension's really taking it well. I mean, performance is something you've obviously built into this car, and you've got that in your background. 2015, I know you guys won the Drivers' Championship in Formula E, and of course you developed the EP9, which is one of the world's fastest electric cars. So I guess it's part of your mindset.
It is. We pay a lot of attention to that. We're very happy to beat the Nürburgring record back in 2017 with the EP9, and then the EP9 became also a development tool, if you want, because we were also using it on autonomous drive development. We're beating records in multiple circuits without the driver on board. But I guess we are having more fun now, right?
I'm glad that this is not in autonomous mode. I'm very happy at the wheel and really making the most of this. Fantastic. I mean, we're in Sport Plus, which is the most, if you like, aggressive performance mode. But there's 9 modes, is that right, in total? So you can vary it.
You can go from Eco Plus, which of course is useful when you are on long distance and you want to take care of your range. All the way to Sport Plus, and in between we have modes for special events like sand, snow, mud, and so to give as much assist, as much personalization as possible to our users.
So it's versatile.
Yeah, it is.
It's really fun. I mean, there's a lot of energy here in the track, and I've also noticed that you can really hit the brakes, and the stopping power is really aggressive, which is great on this track because there's a lot of point squirt.
Yeah, it is. We have developed in that in-house in the front caliper, 4-piston, single cast aluminum, just to control the weight as much as we can. Total stopping distance is below 34 meters.
Which is extremely short.
Which is a supercar performance, I would say.
I'm recording you, the passenger. That was a lot of fun, at least for me. I'm not sure so much for you. Have you recovered yet?
It was great fun, and thank you for driving me around.
It was my pleasure. Thanks for explaining all the technical side. And for me, the real standout breakthrough is the battery swapping. So